Good evening. My name is Alicia Obando, and I'm from the Anti-Cruelty Society. For 109 years, we have provided an open door for Chicago's neediest animals. Our mission of preventing cruelty to animals and advancing humane education is evident in all the work that we do. And over the next several weeks on Thursdays at 5:30, you're going to learn about us through this live interactive call-in show brought to you by CAN TV21. During the next 25 minutes, we're going to talk about the Chicago Animal Shelter Alliance, and we invite you to call in with any questions or comments you may have. The number is on the screen, 312-738-1060, and the lines are now open. Now, my human guest with me today is Jim Borgelt, and he is the chair of the Chicago Animal Shelter Alliance, known as CASA, and he's going to tell us what this alliance is all about. But before we get to Jim, I want to introduce our pet guest today.
Oh.
We have a lovely kitten here named Autumn.
Come here.
Autumn is a beautiful 11-week-old domestic short-haired kitten available for adoption right now at Anti-Cruelty.
Ooh.
She and her 3 brothers came to the shelter only a few days ago because their previous owner had too many cats and he couldn't keep them all.
It's all right.
This lovely little girl is a typical kitten. She loves to run around and play, but when she's pooped, she also likes to just snuggle up with her brothers.
She has great claws, too.
A furry heap. Her tab band number is 677517, and she and her brothers are currently up for adoption and waiting for forever homes at Anti-Cruelty. So feel free to come visit us if you're interested in Autumn or one of her brothers. Thank you, Autumn.
Thank you, Autumn.
Thank you for joining us.
You're a nice kitty. Oh, see,
Bye-bye.
now you don't want to go. There you go. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is Autumn. Okay. There
Bye,
you go.
Autumn.
There you go. Taken by our lovely assistant.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Yes, well, thanks for being here. And why don't you tell us, what is CASA all about? What is CASA?
Well, CASA is short for Chicago Animal Shelter Alliance, and basically what we are is it's like a professional organization or an association, just like the American Medical Association is a group for doctors. We're a group for animal shelters in the Chicagoland area. And it provides a forum for us to get together and work together, and also a forum to exchange ideas and to maximize our use of resources. It's a nonprofit corporation. We do have officers and a board of directors. I am currently the president, have been since the organization started. I guess because nobody else wants to do that work, but I keep telling people my salary doubles every year, and it's still zero, but you know, what can you do? But that's basically what CASA is an organization of the Chicago animal shelters working together.
And when was it formed, and why was there a need for this group?
The organization was formed in late 2002. Actually, the original idea came from Nikki Prutzos, who was the head of Chicago's Animal Care and Control at that time. And since her position with the city as head of ACC, she was not able to really front the organization and get it started. So actually Dr. Gene Mueller, who was head of anti-cruelty for many years and very well known here in Chicago as a part of the animal community, he and a woman that was with the Chicago Bar Association's Animal Law Committee, Amy Breyer, were actually instrumental in getting it started. And the purpose of it really was, prior to CASA, not only did the shelters in Chicago not work together, they also really didn't even talk to one another. In fact, it was almost a certain small amount of animosity between them. So what the purpose of the alliance was to get these organizations together, first of all, to get them really talking to one another, and then to pool resources and expertise so that we can use those resources more efficiently. And that's basically what's been happening.
All right, wonderful. So who are the members of this alliance?
Well, the alliance has 2 types of members. It has the professional members, the shelter members, and then it also has members that are what we call associate members. And the difference is the professional members are basically animal shelters operating within the city of Chicago. And I have a list here basically of the members. An Animal Welfare League is a member, the Anti-Cruelty Society, of course, Chicago Animal Care and Control, ARF House Chicago, Chicago Canine Rescue, Felines Inc., Harmony House, Lakeshore Animal Shelter, which I'm associated with, New Leash on Life, PACT, which is a humane society that's actually based out of DuPage County, but they do a lot of work here in Chicago, Paws Chicago, Puppy Love Cats, Red Door Animal Shelter, which does not only cats but also rabbits, for example, Then we have the Treehouse Animal Foundation and the Windy City Animal Foundation. You'll also notice that there are 3 associate members. The associate members are people that are involved in the animal care community that don't actually run a shelter facility, but we want them in on our meetings to provide some additional perspective on different things in the animal world. So we have the Chicago Veterinary Medical Association with Dr. Shannon Greeley for obvious reasons. We have the Dog Advisory Work Group. This is a group that, for example, appears in court to do advocacy in animal abuse cases. And then, of course, the Humane Society of the United States, the Illinois chapter here. So they are not voting members, but they give us a lot of good information, a lot of great perspectives that help us do a better job.
So what is the criteria for being a member? How does a group, a shelter, a rescue group, some animal welfare organization out there, if they're interested, how do they become a member?
Well, the criteria for membership is twofold. Number one, you need to be an animal shelter. That is to say, you have to have a facility. You can rent it or own it or whatever, that's not important, but you have to run a facility 24/7 where you house animals, companion animals, dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, where the purpose is that you take animals in that have been abused, neglected, abandoned, lost, whatever it might be, do any necessary medical care, behavioral work, and so on, and then you make those animals available and adopt them out to good, permanent, long-term homes. And so if you're a shelter and you operate primarily or largely within the confines of the city of Chicago, then you're eligible for membership. Now, that's not to say that there aren't a lot of great organizations outside of Chicago in the suburbs and downstate. That's not to say that there aren't many organizations that do great work that are, for example, breed-specific rescues that deal with a specific type of dog. And there are a lot of geographically based that don't really do business in Chicago. But we wanted to focus on Chicago because that's our backyard, and we start there. What happens down the road, who knows? But we have enough of a problem here that we feel like if we can address that and move forward, well, then we would have accomplished something. But if they want to join or they want information, they can go to our website, which is www.casachicago.org. That's www.casachicago.org. You could also, if you're interested in membership, email me directly. My email is lakeshorejimb@aol.com. All one word, lakeshorejimb@aol.com. And if you email me, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And of course, if you don't qualify as a voting member, you might qualify as an associate member.
Okay. So this alliance, they meet regularly. When and where do you guys meet, and what do you talk about?
We meet, basically we meet 10 times a year. We meet on a monthly basis, but we do not meet in December because of the holidays, and we don't meet in July for kind of the same reason, a lot of people on vacation. So we meet every other month, and we meet at the Anti-Cruelty Society, which of course you know very well, down on the corner of Grand and LaSalle. And you folks are gracious enough to allow the group to meet there. You have good meeting facilities, excellent parking facilities, so we meet there. The meeting is not open to the public per se. It is for members or invited guests, although from time to time we have had public forums where members of the public or other animal care organizations have been invited to participate. But our typical meetings are for the members. In terms of what we discuss, anything that relates to the animal care community, to shelter operations, to what's happening with society or the culture or the law. And then obviously the shelter organizations will share problems and opportunities with each other. You know, if one shelter just took in a litter of kittens and they're having a specific issue that maybe they're having trouble dealing with, well, maybe they would bring that up in the meeting and find out if there's a resource somewhere in the group that can deal with that more effectively. And that's not to say that we don't talk to each other outside of the meetings. We do that as well. But again, those are the kinds of things that we talk about. So it gives us a good forum to make sure that we're maximizing the resources that we have available, and it gives us a good forum to make sure that everybody is getting the benefit of the knowledge and experience that we all bring to the table. So anything like that. It's kind of a wide open discussion sometimes.